Let's be honest, most of you know me, the viral version of me, the trending topic, the BSc graduate who Nigerian fell, who became a. You've seen the post, you've heard the lies, they call me a fraud, they say I'm living a double life. They have dragged my name like they know me. But the truth is, they really don't. And today, I am not defending myself. I am just owning my truth and saying my own truth because nobody knows my truth. Only I know. So, if you are going to talk about me, at least sit down and hear the full story. Hi everyone, I am Didi. I'm a remote social media manager and content creator, a biochemistry graduate, and a woman building a self-care brand from scratch. And yes, the same girl that has been trending lately online for being an adult content creator. Now, before we go into the full gist, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I was away for about 2 years and now I am back and I am pushing out content on YouTube. Last week, I uploaded a video, and this week, here we go again. And most importantly, make sure you watch this video to the end before you judge me again. Okay, so last week I have been trending, right? Personally, right, I come online and I just see information about me, and I'm like, yeah, when did I say this? When did I do this? Like, imagine you being a person being talked about on the internet, and then you just come online and you are like confused. Am I the person or is it somebody else? It's not about me defending or um saying anything that is not necessary. This is just me, you know, telling my story and owning my truth and saying my truth. Because if you don't write your story, somebody else is going to write it and they are going to write it wrongly. So let's talk about lie number one, that I became an adult content creator because Nigeria failed me. Really? Did I grant an interview saying that? Have I gone, like, who did I go and meet to say that one? When, like, have I ever come on the internet and said, "Oh, yes, I became yes, I became an adult content creator because Nigeria failed me." I have never attributed my financial situation to the problem of the country. If I talk about what's happening in the country, like based on financial issue, I am generalizing it. I am saying exactly what people are going through. I have never, came up personally and said, "Oh, yes, I went to do this because Nigeria failed me." I never did that. I'm saying things like, "Oh, that I was desperate, and that Nigeria failed me." I'm educated. I made a decision and I stand by that decision. I studied biochemistry, but I made a decision to create a life that I wanted on my own terms. My choice wasn't about lack. It was about freedom. It was about having control. And yes, about money too, because let's be honest, I have bills. Lie number two, that I live a double life. Create adult content, but I also work with brands. I help businesses grow online. And I'm also building my own business from scratch. Some people just assume that I am pretending or I am fake or I am, trying to hide who I am. But here's what people don't get. I am not hiding anything, honestly. I am showing up exactly how I want to show up. I can be both soft and strong. I can be sexual and I can also be smart. And being an adult content creator does not cancel out the other part of myself. I've been a social media manager for over 2 years, right? Right? I work with over 5 businesses. And just because I do this doesn't mean that it cancels out the other things that I have been able to accomplish. I am not two faced. I am multidimensional. Yeah. That's how I like to call it. I am multidimensional. Okay, I just had to like quickly pause and laugh because this is like the funniest, the funniest lie about me that has been put on the media, right? Lie number three, that I am not a true Christian. I feel like you saying this about me already shows me the type of Christian that you are. People on the internet are saying that I am not a true Christian, that I don't deserve God. And all of these things being said just makes me, you know, it just makes me become more grateful that God indeed is not a man. Because if God was really a man, I wouldn't be sitting here, and a lot of us wouldn't be sitting here. Imagine people that are not God passing judgments and trying to fit me into a box, or trying to like giving me trying to put me into a box of how I should behave to be a Christian, or whatever. I know that as a Christian there is good and there is bad, right? But just because this is who I am, or just because I am bad, doesn't mean I can't have a relationship with God. Honestly, I feel like this is the one and only lie that hurts the most, because nobody, I mean absolutely nobody, can speak on my relationship with God except me. I love God. I love prayers, right? I am trying to live my life honestly, and the God I serve, He definitely sees my heart. Let me be honest with you. Going viral isn't fun. It is not just about views or likes or engagement. It is the noise, it is the pain that actually comes with it. And I want to talk about the first time it actually happened and what it did to my family. The first time it happened, I think I was in Abuja back then, right? Um, that day my dad called me that morning and was like, the Holy Spirit told him this, that. Like, when he was normal, right? Now, a little backstory. Now, before now, right? Anytime I post something on the media, right? My cleavage, like just my normal, Facebook or WhatsApp post, trying to look sexy and all of that. My dad would just call me and say, take down that post, right? So, I'm always, hearing my dad, or having my dad talk to me about the kind of things I should post on the internet and all of that. So the first time my dad actually called me to, talk to me about this, when he just started talking, I just assumed, it's the same regular talk, right? I did not know this was it. And then he started telling me, oh, that the Holy Spirit told him that I am posting my nudes on the internet. As he was just, talking and talking and talking, it just clicked on my head that this is what my dad was actually talking, that this is what my dad was actually, talking about. And my heart just sank. Like, my heart just, like, I just froze, honestly. I didn't even know what to do. I quickly ended the call. My dad called me multiple times. I refused to pick because I knew at some point this was going to happen, but I don't think like I was actually like really ready to like, face my realities and, you know, face how I was going to explain myself to my family. And then there was my mom. God, it was crazy. You know, when I come on and I see people like insulting me or saying nasty things about me, it really doesn't that like get that to me, because I don't think anybody has insulted me the way my mom insulted me as at that time. You know, my siblings were calling. Like, I was really, really like scared to talk to my family, and it was just crazy. And this is coming from the fact that I was brought up in an upright Christian community. My parents are church officers, like, you know, growing up, it was like you wake up in the morning, you go to school, from school, you come back to the house, you eat. Probably is It's Tuesdays or Thursdays, you go for choir practice, you come back to the house. We were not brought up with going outing or, doing, let me say, the worldly things, right? We were brought up like the only place we ever mostly went out of the house apart from school was to go to church. So it was just a whole lot for my family to process. My uncles, my aunties, like my cousins, like people, my family were just calling me, left, right, and center. And I honestly was not ready to face my family or to explain because my behavior came as a total shock to the whole family, right? I think like it got to some points that my parents, we actually worried. Like my mom was sending me messages to, trying to make sure that I am okay. Like my parents, they were just using random numbers to call me. And anytime I hear their voice, I just, you know, end the call because I really wasn't like ready to, face it all. Then I had to move to Cotonou to just, to just calm down, calm my head down because honestly, it was just a whole lot. My parents were really, really worried. My mom was really worried. My siblings were begging me to talk to my parents, especially my mom, because you know it was now turning from okay, this is not just because you did that. This is about what action are you going to take? Like, are you going to do something to damage yourself? Are you going to hurt yourself? Like the whole family was actually really worried and let me even shock you guys. Like it took me years actually to talk to my parents. That is the craziest thing people don't know. The fact that people are using this information about me for engagement is they don't know how deep everything went. They don't know how you guys really, really think this is a joke. But this was not a joke. It wasn't a joke for me. It wasn't a joke for my family. It took years for me to actually start talking to my parents. And let me give you another shocking truth. It took till last year, December, for me to actually go home for the first time in 3 to 4 years. Yeah. I think the last time I was home was 2021. That was the last time I was home. And last year was 2024. That was the first time I went home. Last year, December, was the first time I went home. That is how serious it got. But people are just posting information that is not even true about me on the internet just to get views, just to get engagement, just for people to, laugh or rain insults on me. But over time and countless explanation and prayers, um, you know, um, everything was now resolved and yeah. Okay, let me tell you another most shocking things when it came to my friends. Now, let me be very clear. I am not asking, I know I am an adult, right? And I know that what I have done is not morally upright. Yeah, especially compared to the fact that we are living in Nigeria. I understand that what I have done is not morally upright. And I am not asking for support, right? Now, let me talk about my friends. I have had friends that when this initially happened, like they were really, really pissed off. Like I have legit had friends block me. I have had friends that, came, "Mm, like why?" And at the same time, I have had friends that have given their utmost support, even while clarifying that, okay, D, this thing you did is very wrong. You're not supposed to do this, but I am showing my support. Like if you need something, just reach out, and all of that. Okay, let's take my best friend in secondary school for example, Anita. When this actually happened, right? She came to like she was really, really angry, actually. It was just, like, and it was just a whole lot, and all of that. um I was trying to explain myself, but it's like, she wasn't really interested. Like, I was trying to explain myself, and it's like she wasn't really, interested in hearing my explanation, because it was like, what even warranted this? But after a while, she came back, um, spoke to me as a friend would, and that was that. Now, even right now that this has happened again, she has actually reached out to, make sure that I'm all right and all of that. Now, I have legit had a friend, like, we were like close, like pals, and just because she was getting married, right? Her husband to be told her to, disengage from me, because honestly, not even before the person became her husband, like while they were like, still dating, the guy, told her to disengage from me, um, all of that. So there has just been so many different instances. I've had, like, Ifunaya, even Becky. The first time, that's I feel like this thing that's happened has really, taught me a whole lot about friendship. Now, I am not one to um to support with someone when they do evil or when they do wrong, but this experience has been a total eye opener about what it means to be a good friend. I've had Ifunaya, same thing. She really wasn't happy. She was telling me, oh, there would have been other option. Why did you do this? And I promise you, right now, even as it has happened again, she has also reached out and made sure. Like, I honestly miss Ifunaya. Honestly, I miss her. You know, of Becky, the first time she brought it to my attention, I didn't even like give her deep explanation. I just told her, oh, this, that, and she was like, okay, no problem, but there would have been other option. Um, last week that I was trending, Becky is online attacking people on my behalf. Becky is asking people, all those times that I was pushing my social media management brand, why was nobody reposting it? Oh God, Becky, I love you so much. And this because now these are people that, like, I feel like have the full information, or at least have, these are people that I feel like have like current, or at least 70% of information about me, or understands me and knows my personality. These are the kind of people that I feel like should, talk about these kind of things. Unlike somebody called Felix Ibok, we attended the same secondary school. I woke up on, I think on Wednesday or Thursday, and my uncle sent me an article he wrote. He, and this was the headline: My secondary school crush becomes my secondary school crush becomes bro. It's almost 10 years. I don't even remember how you look like. We have not spoken. We've actually not spoken to each other in almost 10 years. What gives you the authority, or what makes it feel right to you to feel like you are in the position to talk about things that you legit have no idea about? Or to, okay, let's say you were really, really, like, you were being concerned, or you were an actual normal human being, or you weren't interested in getting engagement on your post and all of that. The first thing you would have done would have been to reach out to me. Did you? But you just went on your page and wrote cut and join info me. You don't even know my name. You don't even know my name. I have never gone by the name Dorothy in my entire 25 years of existence. You don't even know my name. This is how crazy it is. Going online and people are passing information about you, and the simplest thing as your name, they don't know. You don't even know my actual name. You feel like you should go online and write, my secondary school crush becomes really. Let me tell you guys a very quick story, right? So this girl, right? She claims she's my friend. It was on a Wednesday, and we were actually like in the same room. We were like three people in the room. I was on a call with someone, and that call was on speaker because I was trying to do something with my other phone. And the person was like, tell that your friend to, speak the proper English. And I was like, you keep quiet now. I'm on speaker. I didn't even notice that this girl was on a call until that person brought it to my attention. And behold, when I turn, my madam is half naked on a call, speaking um American Nigerian English, trying to do phone, let me put it that way. And honestly, I'm just the kind of person that when someone is doing something and that thing has absolutely no effect on me, I don't even care. I won't even ask you. Right? I feel like you're an adult, you're responsible for your actions or the decisions you make. Now, guess what? You're on a video call. You're on an intimate video call with someone that you've never ever met before in your life, right? 5 minutes later, you feel like you are in the position to actually, judge me. 5 minutes after, this girl is flinging her screen. And like I said, there was somebody else in the room. She is flinging her screen with screenshots of, the headlines that I was making. And I told her drop it because I wasn't comfortable with the fact that she wanted to bring it up in front of somebody. I told her drop it. She kept on firing me, shouting on top of her voice, and like it was just crazy. I just couldn't hold back. I kept on shouting drop it. She refused. And when the other person in the room left, she started telling me how somebody she introduced me to um showed it to her own boyfriend. She introduced me to her boyfriend's friend. She's now claiming that the friend showed it to her boyfriend, and her boyfriend is telling her to talk to me about it. Now, let me be clear. This is not the first time she's knowing about this, right? She has known about this before now. And her behavior completely shocked me because she's acting as if this is the first time, she's knowing about this. Although me and her, we've never like had like a proper conversation about this, right? Because as of when she knew about this, we weren't that close, right? But she has an idea of this. Like I was really, really like pissed off, right? She completely attacked me, and it just felt very weird, you know. I understand you getting angry. I understand you not in support of the bullshit I am doing. But what exactly puts you in the position to judge me? Babe, you just finished doing exactly the same thing I did. The only difference is that yours is not on the internet. How exactly did you finish doing that 5 minutes ago and then feel like you're in the position to, just jump in and judge me? Her reaction, or should I say her outburst, further deepens my thinking of the fact that I really react to what people are saying about me on the internet because I feel like it's not really just about me. It's the projection of themselves on me. It was just a whole lot of shouting and yeah, it was just a whole lot, you know. Even if she was like pissed off or wasn't in support of what I was doing, I feel like she would have brought it up in a better way, not bring it up like that. Fast forward to a few days later, the guy she introduced me to messaged me, and as soon as I saw his message, I was already piping hot. I was like, "Hey, you guys discussed about me. Now you're coming to talk to me." And the guy was like acting so clueless. First of all, I'm not even a person that trusts man, but I definitely know they had a conversation about me because I picked up her phone to actually send voice note to her boyfriend, and she locked the phone. And before she locked the phone, I saw heaps of chats between her and this guy. Not just chat, there were screenshots of my videos and pictures on her phone. And she locked her phone and refused to let me see whatever was going on. And I don't think a friend of mine will be in this position and I'll react in that manner. First of all, you brought up something so sensitive in front of somebody I'm not comfortable with. Secondly, you are not even talking to me in an adult manner, right? You are shouting down my head as if I'm a child, and you are acting as if you are way better. Ah, yeah, no. I get it that what I did is wrong, but I feel like there are some experiences you go through in life that really just exposes people that are your friends but aren't really your friends. And this was just a typical example of it. The wildest part of this experience so far. Now, these people that are posting information about me online or writing things about me, or the people that are in their comment section laughing and calling me nasty names, nobody has actually like reached out or paused and asked me how I am actually doing. They have not. They just want to create headlines of my life just for gossip, just for clicks or engagement, you know. Look at this my secondary school crush, for example. Nothing. Like on Twitter, like people are just posting they are not even getting my name right. They are saying I'm saying things like, oh, it is her past, oh, she's repented. I've never like sat down and had a conversation and said, oh, ignore that, that's my past. I've never had that. And that is what happens when people, post information on the internet that are not even verifiable, that are not legit. I used to be a believer that I used to be a believer that 60% of information posted on the internet is lies. But honestly, after going through this whole experience, let me tell you that 99.9% of information posted about people is a lie. Because when did I come out to you and say, oh, I started acting adult content because Nigeria failed me? When did I do that? And you go on people's comment section, um, like people are calling me fraud. People are saying I live a double life. People are saying all manner of nonsense. In fact, somebody legit come to me, came somebody legit came to my comment section and called me an elephant. Me, elephant. Like you took a good look at me and you called me an elephant. See, I am not responsible for your blindness. No, I will not be responsible for your blindness. I am not responsible for you being so gullible. I am not. Now, with everything that has happened, I am still standing. I know that a lot of people are expecting me to, disappear or, hide away in shame. Still here, I am still standing. And that is because I know who I am. And I'm not going to let some random person on the internet or some random stranger, or I'm not going to let the horrible comments that I am getting. forget who I really am. But Nigerians, Nigerians are actually very funny. Imagine saying nasty things about me, but you are everywhere on my social media, right? You're on my Instagram, you're on my Twitter, you're on my TikTok. You are like everywhere, and you're not just everywhere. You are like actually following me and sending me countless messages. I am getting trashed on the internet, right? I am getting dragged. I am getting insulted. I am being called all manners of names. But at the same time, I'm having over thousands of messages. My email, I had to like go and lock some of my like lock my DMs, you know, and it's as if that's not even enough. People are taking my work email I put on my profile for brands or and email I put on my profile for brands and business purposes. People are taking my emails and sending me messages, like messages that does not even make any sense. But at the same time, if I'm having, let's take my Instagram for example, I have over 10,000 message requests, right? Now, where did these 10,000 people come from? Because it's like more than half of Nigeria is dragging me online. So how exactly, like, I don't understand. Where did these 10,000 people come from to DM me? Nigerians are hypocrites. So are Nigerian bloggers who are posting unverified information just to get attention or get engagement and all of that on their page. Let me be very clear. I did not come here to beg for pity. I came here to reclaim my narrative and say my truth. Yes, I create adult content, but also I run my own business. I've been a social media manager for over 2 years. I think even longer. But it's been 2 years since I have been constantly practicing, or and working with brands. I have managed different brands ranging from food brands, interior design brands, beauty brands, fashion brand, and even a skincare brand. I help these brands gain visibility, grow online, build their community, and also make sales, which is the most important part. And this I have been doing for over 2 years. And when it comes to creating content for businesses and all of that, I have been doing that since last year, November. Now, not just only that, I am trying to create a self care brand, and I am not just doing it anyhow, right? I am trying to build a community for women like me, women like you, women who are just, trying to figure things out in all part of their lives while trying to stay soft and just breathe. I wake up every single day. I pray, I create, I work, I plan, I pitch, and I try to grow every single day. I am building a life that is not looking like everyone else's, but it's mine. And I will not be asking for permission to live that life. My goals are way bigger than just this moment. I want to create product that helps women feel seen and safe in their softness. I want to build a community. I want to leave impact. And I want to do all that as myself fully. No shame, no hiding, no shrinking, no asking for permission. Now, to the people that dragged me, you did not break me, oh. Honestly, most of the time I am just home, watching your comments, get looking at your insults, and most of the things that I am being called or that you've called me, I know I am legit none of those. I know you expected me to shrink back, you expected me to run, you expected me to hide in shame, or you expected me to just, go think about my life. But I am not doing that, and I will not be doing that. You might have laughed, you might have thrown insults and abuses, you might have judged me. I have legit seen comments like somebody saying something like, they are going to keep my video so that in 50 years they'll show it to my children. Do you mean that you have nothing to do with your life for absolutely 50 years? I've seen comments like, I've seen comments of people wishing me dead. I've seen comments of people, wishing my entire family dead. I've seen comments of people wishing that, I've seen a comment where somebody said, my entire offspring ends with me. But, anyways, I am still here and I am still standing. And also, I am still building. Now, to the very most important people, to the people who support me, thank you very much. To my family, to my friends, to even the random people sending me kind words online, despite all the noise. Thank you very much. You have absolutely no idea what your words means to me. Thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate the calls. I appreciate all the check-ins. I appreciate your messages. You guys, you really mean a whole lot to me. Thank you so much for your prayers, your kind words. You reminded me that being seen and being loved is possible, even in the middle of a storm. Now, to the woman who is watching this, the ones who is trying to live life honest, layered lives in a loud, judgmental world, I see you. You don't have to be just one thing. You don't owe the world a neat version of yourself. You just have to be real and brave and kind to yourself. So yeah, I may have trended, but I will not let the internet write my story. I will. If you're watching this and expecting me to disappear or apologize for existing, I hate to disappoint you, but I am just getting started. I'll keep creating, I'll keep building, and I will keep being everything that I am. And this is not a clapback, this is a comeback, and it is mine. So, if you want to watch my growth story, I mean all of it, subscribe, because this chapter may have been messy, but the next one, it may just be powerful. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if I said something that was relatable or hit close to home, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for staying to the end with me. I am Didi, and until I see you in my next video, don't forget to stay soft. Bye.